प्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेव्या भगवते उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. So, Mr. Prabhu asked me to work on this, I mean, speak on this Govardhan Leela, and I heard that Govardhan, lifting of Govardhan is already done. Right, Prabhuji? Shall I go to 25th chapter where the lifting of Govardhan is there and continue with 26 and 27?
No, lifting the Govardhan is not done yet. Only the Govardhan Puja is done.
Ah, okay. So we can go back. So we'll go back to lifting of Govardhan, which is 25.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And we'll go from here, and it's a wonderful, wonderful narration. And this is the month of Kartik, and also we have celebrated Govardhan Puja yesterday, extended celebration of Govardhan Puja. So let's relish these topics. All right. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललितः श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धौ दीनबन्धौ जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते. तप्त काञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौरभक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So, Lord Krishna stopped the yajna or the sacrifice, fire sacrifice that was meant to be performed for Indra, right? Indra is a demigod. He's the god of gods in the heavenly planets, right? So Indra, Brahma Samhita says, Yasvindra Gopa Matavendra Mahoshva Karma, Bandhana Rupa Falabhajana Matanoti, Karmani Nirdhati Kintucha Bhakti Bhajam, Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So this Brahmaji is saying in this verse that as as far as I know, Indra Gopa, right? Indra Gopa is the um, tiniest living being in this universe, right? That Indra Gopa, all the way to the Indra. Indra is the demigod, the god of the gods. Okay. You take any living being of any size, of any power, of any magnitude, right? So all these living entities in this material world, starting from Indra Gopa, which is the tiniest being in this universe, to the Indra, who is the biggest of the big, everyone is going through their swakarma, their own karmas, the karmas they have performed in their previous lives. So no one is exempted from this karma bandhana, right? So, but the only one option is bhakti. When the devotee or when a living entity goes to bhakti, when the living entity performs bhakti, then this karma bandhana will be nirdahati kintucha bhakti bhajam. So when you perform the bhakti, when you perform the devotion, these karmas will be destroyed like anything. They will be turned into ashes within no time. So that is the power of bhakti. That's what Brahmaji is saying. Okay. So that Indra, being the uh, god of the demigods, all the heavenly planets, right? He is the controller of the rain. He's the controller of the. I mean, he's called as he's in the front when it comes to the war. Okay. So that Indra, um, all the living beings pray to him or provide service sacrifices to him, or they offer the sacrifices to all the results of the sacrifices to him because he provides the rains, especially for the farmers. It's the rains are important, right? It's not like we have some kind of see, for any country to progress or for any nation to progress, there must be rains. Okay, without rains, nothing will. It's we cannot create artificial rains. Yes, they have some. There are some efforts to perform the or to generate artificial rains, but it's temporary. But we still are taking the rainwater, the water from the ocean there. So, but anyway, so what I'm trying to say is like, so for the farmers, the people who are depending upon the farming land or cows or like olden civilization, the civilization where everyone is completely self-sufficient and they are completely dependent upon the natural resources rather than like this computers, AI, artificial intelligence. So they have their self-sufficiency, and that self-sufficiency is correlated to the services or the sacrifices they are performing for Indra. So as usual, Nanda Maharaj, he wanted to perform every year on this day, specific day, um, the next day to Diwali, or the Pratipada of Kartik Mas, right? Second part of the Kartik Mas, he performs the Indra Puja. Um, Krishna woke up. He was a small boy. How old was Krishna? Can someone tell me? How old was Krishna at that point of time?
7-year-old.
Very nice, Mataji. Yeah, he was Pauganda. Pauganda means the age of 6 to 10 years. But when this Leela happened, he was said to be a 7-year-old boy. Okay. So this 7-year-old boy started asking questions to his father. Why? Why should we really pray to Indra? And he convinces his father. Well, I mean, that has already been taken care of yesterday. So I just want to breeze through it. So eventually, Nanda Maharaj gets convinced that it's better to perform puja to Govardhan Hill, because Govardhan Hill is the provider of all the resources for the cows, the fresh grass, all the um, all the roots and all the plants, everything is provided by Govardhan Hill. So Krishna convinces and makes his father, Krishna's father Nanda Maharaj, to stop Indra Puja and instead of that offer all those things to Govardhan. So when the Govardhan offering was done, Krishna comes in the form of Govardhan. He says that I am Govardhan himself and he eats everything. And we get to know that there is a story, like, I don't know, yeah, like Anior, and then Balram comes and puts Tulasi and all those things I have completed yesterday. Okay. So now let's go in this Lord. Oh, yeah, so this information goes to Indra. Indra gets very angry that the people, let's say, if see some the people who has pride, right? So sometimes what happens is that if we if we they want to those are the bad leaders or bad administrators. What they do, like, they want everyone to be under them, right? Always. If someone, like, goes beyond and do something all these years, for years and for generations, Nanda Maharaj, his father, all his family members, they were offering prayers to Indra. But one time, 1 year of so many lives, 1 year they didn't do it, and Indra got angry. Do you see? Because they don't want to lose that. They don't want some revolution to happen. So they want to crush that revolution right there. So that's the sign of a bad administrator. I know Indra is performing Leela or pastime here, but as we cannot just say that, oh, Indra is performing pastime, Prabhuji. We understand. Everyone knows it's a pastime. But when it is told, when we're talking or discussing the greatness of Govardhan Hill, then we should, even though it's a pastime, we should consider it as it's a thing which has happened. Okay. So that's just a small little disclaimer. So when Indra got super angry, and he tells he orders his Samartaka cloud. Samartaka cloud is a very destructing cloud, meaning if the clouds, the Samartha clouds come, basically they destroy everything out. So what are the orders of Indra? Indra says to Samarthaka that you go and flood Brajmandal. Brajmandal includes Vrindavan, Mathura, everything. All these places, he says that you go and flood so much so that the land and water, there should not be any distinction between the land and water. Like, you, you, we know that, right? So there is some Melissa storm is coming. You may all know that, right? In I think it's affecting Caribbean area. So when this floods or storm comes in, what happens is that they completely change the geography of that land. Now, okay, this place was my house, this was my garage, this was my road, everything will get mixed up. So that is the so when a destruction like Samarthaka cloud comes in, there will not be any distinction where was Vrindavan, where was Mathura, where was Nandagaon. All this one get mixed up because water and that wind is so powerful. They mix up the things. They move the things from one place to other. So that means basically it's a destruction. So this destructing cloud, Samarthaka, sorry, Indra orders Samarthaka to go and destroy this place in such a way that the land and water should not have any distinction. No one should know where was the land before. So that was the orders given to Samarthaka, and Samarthaka goes and does the same thing. He starts pouring the water, right? Sorry. So angry Indra sent forth his clouds of universal destruction, known as Samarthaka. Imagining himself the supreme controller, he spoke as follows. Indra said, just see how these cowherd men living in the forest have become so greatly intoxicated by their prosperity. They have surrendered to an ordinary human being, Krishna, and thus they have offended the gods. So that's what he says. Um, that taking shelter of Krishna is just like the foolish attempt of men who abandon transcendental knowledge of the self and instead try to cross over the great ocean of material existence. Okay, so he keeps saying few things. So the prosperity of these people have made them mad. When you get angry, so you lose. What happens when you get angry? What does Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita? When you get angry, we lose distinguishing of right or wrong. Okay, that is called as delusion. So that's what is happening with with Indra. He got very mad, and he starts saying big things, more talkative. This is a very good verse, Balam, but we'll check it later. So I will follow you to Braja. So he's saying that the prosperity of these people has made them mad with pride, and their arrogance is backed up by Krishna. Now go and remove their pride and bring their animals to destruction. So Indra is saying, I will follow you to Vraja, riding on my elephant Airavata and taking with me the swift and powerful wind gods to decimate the cowherd village of Nanda Maharaj. So Harishoriji mentions in this one that for this verse, generally Indra is the king. Kings are generally always in the front. Okay, but here he is saying that I will follow you. So he's telling Samarthaka, I'll follow you. You go in the front. So Sarichariji, jokingly comments here that Indra is kind of scared. He knew that maybe that Krishna is God, maybe that Krishna is powerful. If not, why would he stop? How powerful he is that he convinced his father to stop the yagna. So that's why he's telling here. He's telling. Sorry, is mentioning that Indra is telling Samvartaka to go in the front and he'll follow at the back. So he wants to be go and see and check. He doesn't want to be in the front. That's where it says. And on Indra's order, the clouds of universal destruction released untimely from their bonds, went to the covered pastures of Nanda Maharaj. There they began to torment the inhabitants by powerful pouring down torrents of rain upon them. So they did what they were asked to do. And propelled by the fearsome wind gods, the clouds blazed with lightning bolts and roared with thunder as they hurled down hailstones. So it was complete destruction. As the clouds released torrents of rain as thick as massive columns, the earth was submerged in the flood, with high ground cloud no longer being distinguished from low. So there is high grounds are now no longer distinct. As I said, there is no land, there is no distinction between the land and the water. Everything was submerged in water in that time. The cows and other animals shivering from excessive rain and wind, and the covered men and ladies pained by cold, all approached Lord Govinda for shelter. So trembling, they start taking Krishna, Krishna, O most fortunate one, please deliver the cows from the wrath of Indra. O Lord, you are so affectionate to your devotees, please save us also. Seeing the inhabitants of his Gokula rendered practically unconscious by the onslaught of hail and blasting wind, the Supreme Lord Hari understood that this was the work of angry Indra. So Krishna got to know that beforehand only. Before they say Krishna, he knew that it was because of Indra. How did he know? He knows because I mean he's a supreme personality of Godhead. That's another thing. But here also, this is the month of Kartik. Month of Kartik is supposed to be winter. It's not, or yeah, it's a fall. In fall, you don't see rains, right? There is a rainy season. It's not a rainy season. Kartik is not a rainy season. The rainy season has went away. Yeah, first month of Chaturmas is rainy season. So that month, if there was a rain, then he would have said, okay, it was normal. But this is Kartik. Already 3 months passed after the rainy season. So Krishna, then that's where Krishna understood this is untimely rain. So that's where he understood that it was a work of Krishna understands that is this is a work of Indra, right? Then he's thinking to himself. He's not saying this to himself. Sri Krishna said to himself, because we have stopped his sacrifice, Indra has caused this unusually fierce, unreasonable rain, together with terrible winds and hail. By my mystic power, I will completely counteract this disturbance caused by Indra. Demigods like Indra are proud of their opulence, and out of foolishness, they falsely consider themselves the Lord of the universe. I will now destroy such ignorance. Since the demigods are endowed with the mode of goodness, the false pride of considering oneself the Lord should certainly not affect them. When I break the false prestige of those bereft of goodness, my purpose is to bring them relief. So Krishna is thinking that Indra is my devotee. He's not a demon or he was not a thing, but still he just got inflicted with a little bit of false pride. So even he is my devotee, but the duty of me as the master of him is to um, remove or break that false prestige or um, uh, break that pride. So that's what Krishna is thinking. So I must therefore, so he's saying he has to protect the residents of Vrindavana. And also he says that, having said this, Lord Krishna, who is Vishnu himself, picked up Lord Govardhan hill with one hand and held it aloft just as quickly as child holds up a mushroom. So this is such a nice comparison, right? Let's say if there is a mushroom around, right? How hard is to how hard is it to break that mushroom and lift it up? It's not very hard, right? Similarly, Krishna lifted the Govardhan. In some other places, it is described that elephant is such a strong animal, right? Let's say it's elephant is walking and casually it picks up the lotus flower, right? It just breaks and picks up the lotus flower with ease. When the elephant has to pick up a lotus flower, it's not a big thing for the elephant, right? So with that softness, with that ease, Krishna has picked up this Govardhan. So it doesn't say here that it says that he has lifted the Govardhan, but in Srimad Bhagavatam it doesn't say which hand he put it in. But in Vishnu Puran and some other, not Vishnu Puran, some other scriptures, it has said that Krishna has lifted that Govardhan and put it in his left hand, left pinky, and some places it says that left, not even left pinky finger, left finger's nail. So he held that Govardhan hill, which is so huge, on the left pinky's nail. So that is the supreme personality of Godhead. That is the Lord we pray to, right? That is the power of supreme personality of Godhead. So you should have then he's saying to the Brajvasis, you should have no fear that this mountain will fall from my hand, and don't be afraid of the wind and rain, for your deliverance from these afflictions has already been arranged. So Krishna is saying this. The Lord then addressed cowherd community: O mother, O father, O residents of Raja, if you wish, if you wish, you may now come under this hill with your cows. have you ever seen Krishna forcing someone to do something? No, right? So this is also another example. He's saying, if you wish, he's not saying just come down. Like if we do something good, we think that we are powerful and we start claiming or showing or instructing others in a controlling way. Hey, I did this for you, you come down now. That's what we do. But Krishna is saying, if you wish, you may come under this hill with your cows. So he's giving option there also. That is Krishna, right? You should have no fear that this mountain will fall from my hand, and don't be afraid of wind. Okay, this we read. Their minds thus pacified by Lord Krishna, they are all entered beneath the hill, where they found ample room for themselves and all their cows, wagons, servants, and priests, and for all other members of the community as well. Lord Krishna, forgetting hunger and thirst and putting aside all considerations of personal pleasure, stood there holding up the hill for 7 days as the people of Raja gazed upon him. 7 days, meaning 7 days and nights. So 24 times 7. So that's the amount of time he was holding that Govardhan hill. So the diameter of or the measurements generally we should not at the time it was big, but we should not have measurements, but just to give an estimate of the current parikrama marg of Govardhan parikrama, it's like about 21 kilometers, right? So that is the size of Govardhan Hill. At that time, it was much, much bigger. So when Krishna lifted it for 7 days, he was holding it on the pinky finger, nail of the pinky finger, and he was just playing flute. So if we keep something like a pen, I'm not talking about big things, just a pen, and stretch your hand and put that pen on your palm, how much time can you hold it like that? Maximum 10 minutes, right? Because even though pen is not, if someone has practiced and really worked on it, maybe 1 hour, right? It's just a pen, small little pen on the palm. You cannot stretch your empty hand for 1 hour. So this is Krishna where he has lifted the Govardhan, and that Govardhan he lifted it for 7 days and nights without a break. He didn't say that I'm tired. What was he doing? He was playing the flute while the Govardhan was lifted. He was playing the flute. He was glazing. All the gopis and gopas are gazing at Krishna, and Krishna is responding them back. So that is a power, right? He was playing the flute. He was fun. He's not showing the signs of tiredness or remorseful of, oh, why did I take this job or something like that. He's not like that. He was not feeling any pain at all at that point of time. So that is Krishna. So Krishna said, my dear cowherd man, please go out with your wives, children, possessions, give up your fear. The wind and rain have stopped. So after 7 days, he's saying, the river's high waters have subsided. So 7 days that Samarthaka got tired, and then he said, you can go out now. Krishna said, they asked everyone to go out now. After collecting their respective cows and loading their paraphernalia into their wagons, the cowherd man went out. The women, children, and elderly persons gradually followed them. While all living creatures looked on, the Supreme Personality of Godhead put down the hill in its original place, just as it had stood before. So there is no sign of tiredness, and Krishna lifted it for 7 days and 7 nights. After he asked every resident to go out, and because the rain was subsided, so he asked everyone to go away from the hill, and he personally lifted and he put it slowly back to its position as it was before. So that needs a control, right? Um, it's we can say that it's a control. You can see that how controlled he was. Like he was not tired. If he was tired, he should have dropped. He didn't drop it. He slowly and smoothly put the uh, uh, mountain back to its position. All the residents of Vrindavan were overwhelmed with ecstatic love, and they came forward and greeted Sri Krishna according to their individual relationship with him. Some embracing him, others bowing down to him, and so forth. The cowherd women presented water mixed with yogurt and unbroken barley corns as a token of honor as they showered auspicious benedictions upon him. Mother Yashoda, Mother Rohini, Nanda Maharaj, and Balrama, um, the greatest of all the strong, all embraced Krishna. Overwhelmed with affection, they offered him their blessings. In the heavens, O King, O King, all in the heavens, O King, all the demigods, including the Siddhas, Sadhyas, Gandharvas, and Charnaras, sang the praises of Lord Krishna, showered down flowers in great satisfaction. So, whenever Krishna, we have seen time and again that whenever Krishna performs wonderful activities, these demigods, like basically the Kinnaras, Gandharvas, and Sadhyas and Siddhas, Chanaras, they start praising the Lord. They'll start singing, they'll start playing the drums, they'll start dancing, and they start showering the flowers to Krishna on the praise. Because Krishna is not only the God for the human beings, he is also the God for this whole creation. He is the creator, right? Krishna vai Sachidananda Ganas, Krishna Adi Purushaha, Krishna Purushottama, Krishna Ha U Karmadi Moolam, right? He is the um, creator. He is the reason for each and every karma. Karma Adi Moolam. Anything you take, karma or anything else you take it, he is the reason. And he is praised by whom? Krishna Adisha Mukha Prabhu Pujaha. Krishna Adisha Mukha uh, Prabhu Puja. So he's worshipped by Brahmaji and Shivji and Vishnu's. Everyone worships him. So that is the Krishna. So this Krishna, when he performs activities, we see that this all the demigods, damsels of the heavenly planets, they praise him because he's God for everyone. So they praise him. They give him the flowers. They shower the flowers down. Right, my dear Parikshit, the demigods in heavens resoundingly played their conch shells and kettle drums, and the best of Gandharvas, led by Tumburu, began to sing. So Tumburu is a Gandharva, and they started singing. Surrounded by his loving covered boyfriends and Lord Balrama, Krishna then went off to place where he had been tending his cows. The cowherd girls returned to their homes, singing joyfully about the lifting of Govardhan hill and other glorious deeds performed by Krishna, who had so deeply touched their hearts. So, if we have someone, right? Let's say if someone gives a job, if someone gives you food, like um, if someone if you're in need of something, let's say if you're in need of really something, and you get it from some person, you get very, like, you get very mm, and you feel gratitude for that person. You feel that, oh, this person has helped me out. So this is what everyone else is, everyone in Vrindavan or Braj Mandal is feeling at that point, that Krishna is so great, so wonderful, so nice. He has lifted Govardhan, and he has saved us from the torrential rain. Right, in the torrential rain, they didn't know where to go, or how to hide, or what to do. At that point of time, Krishna protected them. So they were all happy, and they were all singing his glories, and they went back to their homes nicely. So this is lifting of Govardhan, right? And the next chapter is chapter 26, which is Wonderful Krishna. And anyone has any points to discuss at this point of time regarding the lifting of Govardhan? That's fine. So let's go to um, chapter 26, Wonderful Krishna. In this chapter, Nanda Maharaj describes opulences to the cowherd men, as Nanda has heard from the Gargamuni. So when the name was given by Gargamuni, Gargamuni has given a detailed explanation in chapter 8, like who is it chapter 8? I think so. So what is Krishna, and what are his qualities, and all these things he described, right? So that is Gargamuni. We'll see it nicely here. So in this chapter, will in the first section of this chapter, um, Ananda Maharaj glorifies Krishna according to the activities as he has performed in the previous life. So the best part of this chapter is, like, if you read like first 18 verses, I think we get to know all the leelas he performed. So what else we want, right? Hearing the leelas and pastimes of pastimes of Krishna is during Kartik is very auspicious. So let's go through those verses and read through the pastimes. Okay. Tushyanti Charamanti Cha, all the devotees, what they do is like they want to hear the glories of Krishna, pastimes of Krishna, and they discuss Parasparam, Bodhayantas Parasparam. So they discuss, they relish the beauty of the capabilities of Krishna. So that's what we see here. Okay, Sukadeva Goswami said the cowherd men were astonished when they saw Krishna's activities, such as lifting Govardhan hill. Unable to understand his transcendental potency, they approached Nanda Maharaj and spoke as follows. The cowherdman said, since this boy performs such extraordinary activities, how could he warrant a birth among worldly men like us? A birth that for him, would seem contemptible. So they're asking, all the cowherdmen came to Nanda Maharaj and said, how do you think he's a human being? I don't think he's a human being. He's extraordinary. He has done such a wonderful act. Who can lift Govardhan hill? So I'm sure he's not a human. That's what they're saying. So how could this 7-year-old boy playfully hold up the great hill, Govardhan, with one hand, just as mighty elephant holds up a lotus flower? So if for an elephant, just plucking a lotus flower is super easy. Just playfully, elephant can pick that lotus flower and just pluck it like that. Similarly, like in the previous chapter, we see that like just like a boy plucking mushrooms, just pluck it. It's easy. Similarly, Krishna has lifted the Govardhan just easily without tiredness, without any exertion. We don't see anything in that boy. So with no perspiration, his was very gentle and easy and as usual. It was not a real big task for him. So that's what they're saying. So as a mere infant who had hardly yet opened his eyes, he drank the breast milk of the powerful demoness Putana. So this is what they're glorifying now. So they're saying that how can this boy is a human being, right? So why are they saying that when he was a mere infant was he, what, how old was he? He was not even 7 days old, right? At that point of time, Putana came in. This Putana, um, Kamsa had sent Putana to kill all the children who were born within last 7 days. Right? Why he said that? He said that because when he was carrying his sister and brother-in-law Vasudev and Devaki in the chariot, he was driving their chariot after their wedding. He told he personally moved the chariot driver away and he said that I will drive my sister's chariot, and he pulled the chariot and he was driving the chariot personally to give a personal service to his sister, right? Then suddenly, the vibrations from the sky informed him that Krishna Kamsa, the chariot whom you're driving of your sisters, from your sister there will be a son born, and that son will be the reason for your death. So that is the warning he gets from the skies. And see that this is the quality of a demon. What's the quality of a demon? Their mood changes instantly. He was in the mood of serving his sister because she's going away to others to her husband's house. So when a person has that mood of driving the chariot of sister to serve her, to please her basically, so that person just instantly, right after hearing, within that 1 minute, his mood was changed so much so that he's ready to kill her husband. That is the quality of a demon. So what we've learned here, when we see the mood changes, we have to control our mood. We have to think. Um, we have to tolerate. That's okay. Let's see what can we do now. Shall we go under the surrender of Krishna? Shall we go to help? Like when the life got upside down for Parikshit Maharaj, he was told that he'll die in 7 days. What did he do? He didn't went and start killing the person who caused him. No, he started to think what has to be done. That is the quality of a devotee. That's why Parikshit Maharaj is a devotee. The devotee thinks and takes his decisions according to the scriptural evidences and for the best benefit of everyone, not for himself alone. He could have killed the Muni who cursed him, right? Yeah. He didn't do that. What he did, he went and started listening to Bhagavatam. That's okay. If Krishna is trying to be like this, let it happen. Whatever has to happen, it will happen. So let me focus on how can I get back. So that is the that should be the focus. But Kamsa is not completely opposite here. So he had a mood of pleasing his sister, but eventually, just by listening to the words of sky, um, he tried to kill. So, but anyway, because of that, it didn't happen. Then Vasudeva pacifies him and all those things. But then Putana, then he commands Putana to go and kill all the babies who were born in last 7 days. Okay. So when Putana went, so Putana had poisoned her breast milk so that she was feeding all the kids as if a mother feeds her breast milk. So Putana was killing all the babies here and there, and then she finally found Krishna, and she was trying to feed Krishna her breast milk, and Krishna killed her by sucking her life air out of her. So that is the pastime they're discussing here. And the next person they're talking about is once when the only 3 months old little Krishna was crying and kicking up his feet as he lay beneath a huge cot. Then the cot fell and turned upside down simply because it was struck by the tip of his toe. So who is this? Shakatashura. Shakatashura is another demon, and he came in the form of a cart. The cart, right? Now you understand cart, the bullock cart or cart. So cart with tires, and it's not a tire, but a wheels. The cart on the wheels. So it was parked in front of the Nanda Maharaja's palace. This cart, which is a Trinavarta demon, so everyone was busy celebrating the Krishna's, I think if I'm not wrong, it was a Namakaran time. So they wanted to celebrate the Namakaran of Krishna or something like that. But because everyone was busy, they don't want Krishna to get disturbed, or with all these noises and sounds and all around. So they Yashoda Mai puts him under the cart, in front of the house, cart in front of the house. So they think that he'll be safe there. But they know who knew that it was Shakatashura demon. So Shakatashura, Krishna knew when he was just 3 year old. So what he did, um, he kicked. He was just playing, right? Children play with their lift their feet up, and they keep waving their feet up and down, and like that. So suddenly with that playing, he just kicked and touched the cart, the base of the cart, and cart got destroyed. So he was just 3 months old at that point of time. So that Krishna is so powerful. If you remember in yeah yeah, so he could cover the whole. He was just 3 months old, and no one knew that how can he kick the yeah, sorry. How can he reach the base of that cart? But if you remember, when he was Vamanadev, he conquered, like Bali Maharaj was thinking, you are asking only for 3 foot of land? Like, why do you need 3 foot? What is the use of 3 foot? I'm the king. I can give you a lot more. Can you ask me more? But Vamanadev said, no, I just want 3 foot. So with 1 foot, he covered the whole, from that earth to everything down, he covered. And the second foot, when he started raising, if you remember, that he raised so high that second foot was hitting the Brahmanda. Anda means egg or a shell, right? So everything, all this universe is in a Brahmanda, that shell of all these universes, like Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Tala, Tala, Patala, everything at the bottom, and everything at the top is like Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha, and Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, and Satyaloka, all these lokas on the top. So if all these lokas are in a stack of like 14 planets, right? When Krishna or Vamanadeva lifted his one leg, 1 feet, lotus feet, it went all the way and touched so this all these 14 are in the shell, right? In a shell, and that feet went and just touched the Brahmanda, means that shell, the top of that shell, that cracked. That cracking of that shell has released the water from Viraja, and that water became a Ganga river. So that's what Brahmaji caught in the his Kamandalu, because he said, "Oh, it's not the time for you now," and he holds that water in the Kamandalu. And then Bhagirath Maharaj comes and he prays for it, and Brahmaji releases that water from the Kamandalu, and Shivji holds it on his jata, and he releases in the in the northern part of India. So that is different. That's a story. That's how Gangaji formed. So what we're discussing here is that if Krishna can if someone has doubt, like how Krishna as a 3-month-old boy can reach the base of the Shakatashura, when he can reach with his 1 foot to all the way to the Brahmanda, anda, the top layer of the anda, and he kicks and cracks open that anda. How hard is it for him to reach the this thing, the bullock cart, the cart where he was lying under, right? So that's the explanation it was given. So the next verse is, at age of 1, while sitting peacefully.
Prabhuji,
Yes, Mataji.
we also have to do Badrinath Parikrama, and that was we do also
Oh,
15
I'm running
minutes.
late. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So
No,
we will stop here. So basically, this is how they're all discussing, enjoying the pastimes of Krishna. And someone from tomorrow they'll cover this one. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for stopping. Hare Krishna.
we have to tell Simeshwar Prabhu to start Badrinath Parikrama.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Kishore Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Nicely explained about the Govardhan Leela, Krishna lifting the Govardhan, and so Krishna is protecting his devotees. The main that we can absorb from these pastimes, Krishna would protect his devotees at any cost. He won't mind to hold it for 7 days. He won't mind to be starved. He don't mind to be, hungry and thirsty. Doesn't matter for him because of devotee. For him, devotee is everything. Thank you so much. And let's go to the next segment of the program. Are there any questions before we go to the next portion?
Prabhuji, I see Nikhil Desai Prabhu joined back.
Okay, very good. Okay, so we are going to go to the Prachamandal Parikrama. Today we are going to cover the Badrinath. Okay? So let me share. Going to Badrinath Parikrama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram.
I'm your host for today. Premanjan Prabhu has been beautifully hosting the last 10 days of the Braj Mandal Parikrama. So today is day 11, and we've resided in this beautiful Adi Badri mountains. Last night as I was sleeping, I was laying down and I was looking at the sky. There were beautiful stars up there, and this is something which you can witness only right on the top of the Adi Badri mountains. So I hope you all have had a good night rest. And today happens to be Ekadashi. I can see a lot of devotees, they've woken up earlier than usual to chant their japa, to chant more rounds for today. So now we're getting started to go atop the Trikuta Parvat. And so I would request all of you to get ready. let's get started. We're going to walk up the mountain. I can see a lot of elderly devotees also who have taken their sankalpa and they're ready. They don't want to give up yet. They have their sticks they're ready to climb with, or they have some supporting hands to take them up the mountain, but they are definitely ready to go. So please, let's get started. We go up the mountain and then we go across, and then we go take darshan at the Lakshman Jula, the Triveni Sangam. So a lot of beautiful spots. We will get into that in our coming lectures by some wonderful exalted Vaishnavas. So I welcome all of you to day 11 on this wonderful Ekadashi Tithi of the Vraj Mandal Parikrama. Hare Krishna.
Today is day 11, Vraj Mandala Parikrama ki jai. We'll start from our camp. We'll go to Narayan Parvat, then to Rishikesh Lakshman Jula, and end at Yogamaya Mandir. We awaken to the sound of morning rites. The young village girls and older women have come to Tapasya Kund well before their elders to bathe. Their sweet invocations float on the cool morning breeze, carrying with them an impression of innocence, true to their simple, uncomplicated lifestyle. Once they've bathed, they go to the temple to offer respect to the Lord. We can hear their voices shrill with glorification from here. The last few morning stars linger in the sky and disappear as we finish chanting the spiritual master's glories. The underlying tranquility of Adibhadra, along with the fresh wind blowing over the peaks, makes it an ideal spiritual haven. Here it's easy to understand how insignificant we are in the face of nature. Peacocks mew and glide from one tree to another. Monkeys and squirrels frolic, entertaining the spectator cows. Bird song pervades the air. Braj is indeed the acme of natural beauty.
One day, Nanda Maharaj wanted to take his family on pilgrimage to Badrik Ashram and Kedarnath. He had previously prayed to Lord Narayan for a son, and after attaining Krishna, he wanted to thank Lord Badri Narayan with worship. Krishna, however, didn't want Nanda Maharaj or the Vrajavasis to leave Vraj, so he brought his family here and revealed Badrinath to them, complete with all its pastime places and divine associates. Today, we plan to walk in the Vrajavasis' footsteps and visit some of those same holy places.
In the early morning, the devotees gather in the temple courtyard and file through the back gate and up the slopes of Narayana Parvat. After getting to the top, we walk for some distance, admiring the natural beauty of the place. Then climb down the other side into the valley. In front of us is Nara Parvat. If we thought climbing the mountain was challenging, going down the other side is even more so. Because aside from the steepness and the danger of loose rocks, we have to contend with the ubiquitous thorn bushes. Adi Badri is, of course, on a much smaller scale than the Himalayan Badrinath. But sometimes we feel we're actually climbing those alpine peaks. After some time, peering through the undergrowth, we're able to spot the red flag flying above Lakshman Jula, Jula refers to a hanging bridge. This place, nestled between two mountains, is where Lakshman performed austerities. We take darshan of his beautiful smiling deity and rest for some time. The view from this place is scenic. At a glance, we can identify several key places around Adi Badri.
The Trikut Parvat, we've come all the way down now, and here we're going to have a wonderful class by His Holiness Kadamba Kanan Swami Maharaj. Jai, His Holiness Kadam Kanan Swami Maharaj ki Jai. Very bold. So I request all of you to kindly settle down, get comfortable, find your spots, and be close to the speakers if you want to hear very carefully, very clearly. And let's invite His Holiness Kadam Kanan Swami Maharaj, and we will hear about this wonderful spot of Adi Badri from him. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
One day, all the residents of Vrindavan wanted to go to Badrinath. And they were getting ready to go on a long journey in the Himalayas. And it is not so easy to get there. And it's also, then Krishna said that actually we don't need to go to the Himalayas because Badrinath is here in Vrindavan. And Krishna took all the residents of Vrindavan to Badrinath, and as you have noticed, it's also not so easy to get here. What can I say? We'll go sit outside in a moment, because here it's a little full, but the Pujari suggested we sit. So we have here deities of Badrinarayan, we have here also Radha and Krishna deities. Krishna said to Uddhava that to him Badrinath was a very important place because there were many devotees of Krishna in Badrinath. Badri Narayan is the Vishnu deity. So we are now on the outer periphery of Vrindavan Dham, and I think after we all appreciated darshan, because some of you have not been up front, then we'll go outside where there's a bit more space, and we'll talk a little bit about Badrinath from there. So thank you so much for bearing with the long journey. But that is the price to pay. There is a price of tapasya to pay. Outside is tapas kund, so very befitting. And also that pond here that is all about tapasya. So some tapasya has to be there. Shall I talk here outside? I can talk here. When I was going to Badrinath in the Himalayas, then I was driving, and it was like a very intense drive because we were up on the mountains and there was a steep drop next to me, and I was thinking, I don't know if I'm going to make this. And the devotees were looking at the beautiful white mountains and said, what a beautiful view. And I looked down and I said, what a beautiful view. Sometimes the drop was on the passenger side and then I couldn't see. And I had to ask, I had a co-driver, I said, how many centimeters? 10 centimeters, 10 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters from the edge. It was very nerve-wracking. At one point we took a wrong turn and got into a small road, and it got smaller and smaller, and then we got stuck. And then I had to go back downwards. It was very intense. All the devotees got out of the van and only I was still in there. So Himalayas is exciting. Of course our Gaur Narayan is a Pahari. He is from the mountains, from the Himalayas near Nainital. But in Vrindavan, Krishna arranged it that all the holy places are there. Now, we should understand that this Badrinath here in Vrindavan is not the replica of the original one that is in the Himalayas. No, it is rather that this is the original one. This is Adi Badri. This is the original Badrinath, and the Badrinath in the Himalayas is the reflection. Because Vrindavan is the origin of everything. So since Vrindavan is the origin, therefore the Badrinath here is the original Badrinath, and the Badrinath in the Himalayas, that is actually the reflection of this original Badrinath. So don't think, oh, some people actually were thinking this morning that we were going to go to the Himalayas. I said, wow, Badrinath, I really want to go there. The Himalayas, I've never been. These people, I don't know, they serious. Some people really thought we were going to the Himalayas. But actually, this is better than the Himalayas because here there is greater benefit. It is that there's 1,000 times more benefit in this place than one gets in Badrinath, in the Himalayas. So this is the best Badrinath. Of course, we are remembering how in Badrinath, how Vyasadeva is there, staying in a cave. And we remember how that's a little bit up in Tapovan, and there it said Vyasadeva is still there. And it is said that Madhvacharya, he actually met Vyasadeva there. If you look at our disciplic succession, I mean, it is kind of interesting because it starts Krishna, Brahma, Narada, Vyas, and then you go to Madhava, Madhvacharya. So that's like, there's 4,000 years in between, Madhva. We just jumped 4,000 years in our Sampradaya. Did you know that? That there was a jump of 4,000 years in the Sampradaya. How about that? We always pride ourselves and we have a bona fide Sampradaya, but there's a gap of 4,000 years between Vyasadeva and Madhvacharya. So one has to accept this point that Madhvacharya actually went up into the Himalayas and had the darshan of Vyasadeva. That is our tradition. So that is one interesting element about Badrikashram. Another interesting element is the sages Nara Narayan. The sages Nara Narayan are also present here in the temple. And of course Nara Narayan are representing Krishna and Arjuna. So it is said that Nara is an expansion of Arjuna and Narayan is the expansion of Krishna. So in this way, Krishna and Arjuna, who really brought the Bhagavad Gita to the world. I mean, the most important point is the discussion between Krishna and Arjuna. The most important point is not that Arjuna was the most powerful warrior who won basically the battle of Kurukshetra. The fact that he won the battle, that was okay, but most important was that actually Senior Ubayor Madhye, that between the two armies, the Bhagavad Gita was spoken. That was really the essence. So when we speak about Narayan, we speak about the combination of the Supreme Lord and his devotee, and his fully transcendental devotee. Both on the perfect transcendental platform. One being Vibhu, one being omniscient, and the other one being Anu, or atomic in size. And yet, the atomic jiva, the atomic living entity, becomes also empowered to the transcendental platform, and then begins to also display the nature of Sat Chidanand. We can also see that Narayan were performing such great austerities. So yes, we are ending our parikrama, we're ending our Kartik with a little bit of austerity. What can we do? Somehow or other, I don't know how it happened, why this came on the last day. I forgot. Honestly speaking, when we were making the list of places, somehow or other said, oh, we forgot Adibadri, yes. And we didn't go there last year, maybe we should go. I didn't know about the tractors. I didn't know about the road being broken. I didn't know that the bus driver would come 1 hour late. I didn't know that when the bus would stop, that the devotees would get off and go for a walk. Many things I didn't know. It was sort of a journey where we had to extend our hope again and again. Sort of look at your watch and go, well, maybe another half an hour. And then a half hour passed and it extend the goal again. Maybe then another 15 minutes. And after the 15 minutes again, maybe then another 20 minutes. And then maybe another 20 minutes. It took us over 3 hours. We could have gone to Delhi, at the same time. But we would not have gotten that unique benefit and that unique darshan that we are getting now. As I described to you, to actually go to Badrinath in the Himalayas, it was previously especially very, very difficult. And even now, it's difficult because when you're driving, as you're driving on the edge, which is exciting, you also see vehicles lying down there. And these are the ones that went over the edge. So it's sort of encouraging as you're driving there. And if we would have gone with the bus, then the ones that sit in the back of the bus, as the bus turns, then the back of the bus goes over the edge. And it's hanging over the edge and you're just looking down, hanging in free space. So it is exciting to go there. And in previous times, it was practically a once-in-a-lifetime journey. Right? Anyone who had completed that pilgrimage had done something very extraordinary. So as it started to happen on the road, I realized, the particular gun, the particular quality of Badrinath is manifesting in the road. I could see it coming. And it just looked, Govinda Mahan sitting next to me said that, there's any possible obstacle, it is there on the road. Manu Kanya came here and said, never again, I'll never go to this place again. Well, that's also the spirit of once in a lifetime. It is a once in a lifetime experience. It is very special, actually. So, okay, how do we turn this thing down? Echo. Which one is it? This one. Okay. So, it is a little bit difficult. But that is where we show our eagerness to approach the Lord. One is to show his eagerness. Where our Badrinarayan is residing in the Himalayas, the temperature in the winter drops to -70. So even the pujaris don't stay during that time. It's sort of like only penguins can survive at that temperature. And so the pujaris, they come down, right, and down the mountain, but then who will take care of the Lord? It is said, but when the pujaris return in spring, the lamp in the temple is burning. And how is it possible? When the pujari leaves before the winter, he puts oil and in the lamp and the wick is there and it's burning. an oil lamp, but then it's still burning when they return after the winter. How is it possible? It is said that Narada Muni goes there and that he does the puja during the winter, and that he is filling up that lamp and so on. And he is a spiritual body, so then you don't have to worry about -70. It doesn't affect you. So in this way, somehow or other, Badrinath Ashram is a place of austerity. It is a place where one realizes that it's not so cheap to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We have traveled all over the Dham in the last so many days. We visited many places, but we appreciate that each time, although we went all over Vrindavan, the question can be asked, did we really enter Vrindavan? Did we actually enter Vrindavan? Prabhupada would say you cannot go by plane, by car, by bus, by train to Vrindavan. It's not possible. Although some of us may feel, oh yes, I live here. Are we really living here in Vrindavan? Or where do we live? And so to really enter Vrindavan, to go deeper beyond that layer of Yoga Maya that covers Vrindavan, for that one has to make the special effort. So today, on our last day, that will be our meditation. Every day we had a meditation. I forgot some of them, but today our meditation is the special effort. Absolutely, the determination that no matter what obstacle comes on the path, we persevere. I heard that bus number 1 had to actually lift the second tractor. The one that we walked past, like the whole group had to take the tractor and say, I don't know how they did it, or we were chanting Hare Krishna or something. Anyway, they moved it. The Russians did it. That explains everything. They are made of steel. And very strong. So anyway, somehow or other, here we made it. Don't ask me how, but we made it.
And Swami Maharaj for this wonderful class, this wonderful nectar. So let's chant a wonderful loud Hari Bol to thank Maharaj. Hari Bol! So now I would request all of you to let's get moving. We walk ahead to the next destination and take wonderful darshan, and we will have more katha as we proceed further. Hare Krishna.
The Garga Samhita tells us that once, as Radha and Krishna wandered through the forest talking with each other, they came to Deva Sarovara and sat down on its shore. There, they saw a sage named Ribu Muni, who had been standing on one foot for 60,000 years and meditating on the divine couple. Krishna called out to him, but he couldn't hear the Lord because he was on the verge of leaving his body. Then the Lord disappeared from the sage's internal vision. Ribu Muni was so bewildered that he opened his eyes. Behold, a most amazing sight. Radha and Krishna were personally present right before him. Overwhelmed by ecstasy, Ribu Muni circumambulated them, offered beautiful heartfelt prayers, and then gave Ribu Muni circumambulated them, offered beautiful heartfelt prayers, and then gave up his body by falling at their lotus feet. Because of his intense love for the Lord, the sage's body melted and started flowing.
Our Badrinath Parikrama usually coincides with Rama Ekadasi. Because of that, we spend less time walking, more time feasting on hearing and chanting about the Lord. Fasting is called upavas. If you break this word, you get upa or near and vas as residence. Upavas usually means to live near the Lord. Fasting, whether from grains or a full fast, and paying less attention to one's bodily demands is only the partial meaning of upavas. The more complete understanding includes the purpose of the fasting, to come closer to Krishna by hearing and chanting about him in the association of his devotees. The Lord manifests himself through hearing and chanting. We can then live near him and relish his company by remembering him. Badrinath is extremely conducive for this.
Once, Srila Narada Muni visited Vaikuntha, where he saw Lakshmi Devi serving Lord Narayan. The Lord was enjoying all kinds of opulence. The sage became thoughtful. "My dear Lord," he said, "every time I visit you, I see the same scene. You're relaxing on a couch, and Lakshmi Devi is massaging your lotus feet. When I go all over the universe to broadcast your glories, and people ask what you are doing, I have to give them the same reply. You are lying down and being served by Lakshmi Devi. My Lord, it is befitting for you to enjoy your opulence in this way, for you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet, it makes me anxious because people follow both your teachings and example. Those who hear only about this activity may be inspired to do the same, misled into thinking that life is meant for their own enjoyment. Although the first order you gave Lord Brahma was to perform tapa, there is no tapa in your pastimes. Whatever great men do, common men follow. Therefore, my Lord, I think it would be quite appropriate if you also perform some austerities to teach by your own example that self-realization and not enjoyment is the goal of human life. In this way, those who will follow you will become purified." Lord Narayan took Narada Muni's concern seriously and consented to his request. He suggested Lakshmi Devi visit Nagaloka for some time, and while she was away, he looked for a place to perform austerities. Austerities are normally performed in remote places, like mountains, caves, and forests. He came upon Badrikashram, formerly known by the name Kedarkanda, and was extremely pleased with its beauty. The Lord thought it ideal for his pastime of performing austerity, but someone already lived there. Lord Shiva and Parvati Devi were living at Kedarkanda and already performing tapasya. Every morning they would go to Tapta Kund, or Tapasya Kund, which was fed by hot springs, and bathe. In Brajdam, Tapasya Kund is cool, but in the Himalayas, the water is hot. On one such morning, they came across a beautiful child who appeared lonely and was crying. Parvati was instantly attracted to him, and out of affection, she wanted to pick him up and look after him. Lord Shiva, however, was auspicious and warned her not to touch him. On one such morning, they came across a beautiful child who appeared lonely and was crying. Parvati was instantly attracted to him, and out of affection, she wanted to pick him up and look after him. Lord Shiva, however, was suspicious and warned her not to touch him. He could sense that this child would be a source of trouble. Parvati was not convinced and, overcome by motherly feelings, brought the child home and left him there while she and her husband went to bathe. When the couple returned from Tapasya Kund, they were surprised to see that the door to their house was locked and that the person on the bed was no longer a child, but Lord Narayan himself, smiling. The Lord explained that he liked this place and wanted to stay there and perform austerities. He asked Shiva and Parvati to find another place for themselves. Lord Shiva admonished his wife for not having heeded his advice, and then the two decided to move to Kedarnath. Kedarnath is also in the Himalayas, but it's on another peak. Tomorrow we will visit Vraj, Kedarnath. Meanwhile, when Lakshmi Devi returned to Vaikuntha, her beloved Lord Narayan was not there. In great anxiety, she searched for him all over the universe. Finally, she came to Kedarkanda. Lakshmi Devi wanted to serve the Lord, but she couldn't. He was now in that renounced order, and she was in the form of a woman. Therefore, she decided to take the form of a budri tree and serve him by offering her shade. This is how the name Badri Narayan came about.
Right, devotees, request all of you to stop yet again. We are going to have continuation of the nectar flowing from His Holiness Kadam Kanan Swami Maharaj. So I would request all of you to please settle down yet again and let's hear the wonderful nectar. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I'll stop here. Hare Krishna. So then we'll continue this tomorrow if possible. I mean, I don't know, we are on the halfway through. So it's almost an hour and 33 minutes just passed. So we'll stop here and then we will go through the Damodar Ashtakam. Is that okay?
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So did you hear the story of how the Badri Narayan, how the name came?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So it's Badri. It's in the form of a tree. It's called, that's Lakshmi Devi. That's a Badri Narayan, Badri. Very good. Thank you. So nice, so wonderful. So much of information. Yeah, the devotees, whenever visit Vrindavan, can also go to this place. It's quite hilly regions. Can go to Badrinarayan, Badrinath. Okay, so let me share the Damodar Ashtakam prayer. Damodar Ashtakam. Okay, we can take that one. Let's see. Okay, so are you able to see the Damodar
Yes,
Ashtakam?
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Let me see. Sundar Modi, you want to try to sing the Damodar Ashtakam?
Prabhuji, I'm not good and I'm in the kitchen, Prabhuji, working.
Okay, all right. So,
I can
Mona,
try, Prabhuji. I can try.
okay, try. Please, then go ahead.
You
Yep.
can correct me if I don't do right.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Namamishwaram Sachidananda Rupam Latsa Kundalam Gokule Prajamanam
Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam. Everybody can unmute and repeat. This is a Kartik month is still on, and this is a wonderful opportunity to recite the glories of the Supreme Lord. Even by our tongue, used in the service of the Lord, dear devotees, that's the perfection. That's where the purity comes. This way we all can, that's why we should utilize our human form of life with the tongue, with the ears, with the body. That's why we are putting all these efforts. Everybody is late, but still we are doing this for all our benefit, all of you. So please take this opportunity and recite after that. Go ahead, Badaji, second.
यशोदा पियो लुकलाधवमानं परामुष्टमत्यं ततो धृत्य गोप्या
यशोधाभियोलुकलाधवमानं परामिष्टमत्यन्तादो नृत्यगोप्या
रुदन्तं मुहुनेत्रयुगं भृजन्तं कराभोजयुग्मेन सातङ्कनेत्रम्
रुदन्दं मुहुर्नेत्रयुग्मं मृचन्दं कराम्भोजयुग्मेन सादङ्गनेत्रम्
मुहुश्वासकम्पं त्रिरेखाकण्ठ स्थितग्रीव दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम्
मुहुश्वासकम्बात्रिरेकङ्गकन्दा इदग्रीवं दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम्
इति ध्रुकस्वलीलाभियानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम्
सलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे
स्वघोषं
निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम्
तदीयेषितेऽग्नेषु भक्तेजितत्वं पुनः प्रेमतस्तसतावृत्ति वन्दे
तदीयेषिदास्नेषु भक्तैर्जिदत्वम् पुनः प्रेमतस्तं सदा वृत्ति वन्दे
वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षावधिं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरेशादपीह
वरं
मोक्षं न मोक्षं वदिं वा चान्यं वरिसदपीह
इदन्ते वपुर्नाथ गोपालबालं सदा मे मनस्या विरास्तं किमन्ये
इदं ते
इदन्ते मुखभोजमध्ये अत्यन्तनीले हृतं कुन्तले स्निग्धरक्तेश्च गोप्या
इदं ते मुखाम्बोजमत्यन्तनीले तं कुण्डलै स्निग्धरक्तश्च गोप्या
मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्तधरं मे मनस्या विरास्तामलं लक्षलाभ्ये
मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे मनस्या विराष्टं लक्षलाभ्ये
नमो देव दामोदरान्त विष्णो प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालाब्धिमग्नम्
नमो देव दामोदर नन्द विष्णु प्रभो दुःख जलाभिमग्नम्
दृष्टिवृष्टयाति दिनं वतानु गृहाणे समामेघ्नमेध्यक्षदृश्य
वृष्ट्यादिदिनं ददानो गृहणेशमामग्नमिदक्षदृश्य
कुबेरात्मजो बद्धमृतेव यदत् त्वया मोचितो भक्तिभाजो कृतोक्च
कुबेरात्मजो
बद्धमृत्यैव त्वया मोचितो भक्तिभाजकृतश्च
तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकाम्ये प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह
तदा प्रेम भक्तिं शोकमे प्रयाच
नमो शीघ्रमोऽस्ति दामोदरेह
नमस्ते तु दामने स्फुरदीप्तिधामने त्वदीयोदरायात् विश्वस्य धामने
Namaste Sudhamne
सुरभिर्विदाम्ने
Pradiptidhamne
त्वदीयोदरायात
Vishwasya Dhamne
नमो राधिकाये त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय गरीवाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
Namo Radhikaya Tudhiya Priyaye Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tutyam
नमो राधिकाये त्वदीये प्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
Radhikaye Tvadi Devaye Tubhyam.
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लत्सकुण्डलं गोकुले भ्राजमानम्
Namamisharam Sachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam
श्री दामोदर राधा माधव की जय।
Jai Shri Radha Damodar Ji ki Jai. Premanande. Thank you, Motherji. It was nice. So we can read the translation one by one, please, everybody. Go ahead.
To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greater speed. To that Supreme Lord Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Seeing the weeping stick in his mother's head, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearl around his neck, which is marked with the three lines like conches, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not with the ropes but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodar hundreds and hundreds of times. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Fourth one.
O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benediction, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life, Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bal Gopal in Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart. For what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Fifth one. Hare Krishna.
O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by the locks of your soft black hair tinged with red. I'm sorry for my tinged with red is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face ever be manifested in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benediction are no use to me.
O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you, O Damodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord,
Be pleased upon me by showering your glance of mercy upon me. Deliver this poor, ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes.
7 to 1. Yeah, thank you. Who else is there? Nikhil Prabhu, you want to read?
Sure. Hare Krishna. O Lord Damodara, just as the two sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nalakuvera, were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby tied with a rope to a wooden grinding mortar. In the same way, please give to me your own Prema Bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you. 8. O Lord Damodara, I first of all offer my obeisance to the brilliantly effulgent rock which binds your belly, and then offer my obeisance to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. Humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. Shri Radha Damodar Ji ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you so much and for joining. So let's conclude here. Then we'll continue tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarupasya
कृपा
कृपासिन्धुभ्यः
सिन्धु एव च कृपा
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो
भ्यो नमो नमः.
जय हरे
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Hare
thank you.
Krishna.
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Prabhu.
Yeah.
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय
Jai.
Bye.
हरे कृष्ण हरि बोल
Hari Bol.
हरे